What's going on, guys? Danny here from Metal Couch, bringing you the long-awaited review of Rush's Clockwork Angels. This was an album that I was anticipating since the single for Headlong Flight came out, and we were able to listen to that. Uh, as I had mentioned in my review of that single, I am a very casual Rush listener, having only listened to 3 full-length albums by Rush, and I was met with very harsh criticism on my overall positive review of Headlong Flight, which I guess can be associated to fanboyism, but I understand completely. I'm like that with some bands too, so I get where they're coming from. But with Rush's Clockwork Angels, wow. This is an album that if I was in a dire need of a prog fix, and this album delivered wholeheartedly. Going through the tracks, you have Caravan, BU2B, Clockwork Angels, The Anarchist, Carnies, Halo Effect, Seven Cities of Gold, The Wreckers, Headlong Flight, BU2B2, Wish Them Well, and The Garden. And overall with this album, in terms of production, I still stand by what I said with Headlong Flight. When I had listened to previous albums by Rush, the most famous ones like Moving Pictures or 2112 or Hemispheres, listening to this in the digital age, there are a lot of elements here that are digital and don't really, I guess, have that 100% pure Rush sound. Not to say that that's not a bad thing, but it's I just kind of would prefer if it was more of an analog production rather than digital. That's my preference. That really doesn't hamper the material in the album. But that would be something that I would expect Rush to actually do, is to kind of stay back in that period of audio production. But going through all of these tracks, I was very much pleased, whether it be the heaviness that begins the song BU2B, or Seven Cities of Gold, Wish Them Well, and to close out the album, The Garden is a fantastic track. Probably my only gripe with this album was when you start to get into tracks 8 and 9, The Wreckers and Headlong Flight. It seems like the album really slows down to a point where it almost gets boring. But then it picks right back up when BU2B2, which is only about a minute long, kicks in, and leading into Wish Them Well, which I think Wish Them Well is probably my favorite track off of this album. And this album clocks in at 1 hour and 6 minutes, so there's a decent amount of material here. How does this compare to previous classic Rush albums that I've listened to? I think it stands up with them. I am very much pleased with Clockwork Angels. In fact, probably today I'm going to head out and purchase a physical copy. So, with that being said, check this album out. In fact, I'm seriously considering putting this as a candidate for Album of the Year. That's how pleased I was with this. And I'm sure that it's going to be put into regular rotation in my MP3 player, laptop, and even on my Xbox. So, if I had to give this album a numerical grade, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Really, only gripe here is the slowdown towards the third quarter of the album. Other than that, fantastic album. Check it out. Rush are still going strong, better than ever. And as somebody who has got this giant gap here from Moving Pictures all the way to Clockwork Angels, it makes me kind of want to go into that middle part and check out to see what other things are going on. So with that being said, pick up this album. It's definitely worth your money. Danny here from Metal Couch, signing off.